Hi guys, before we get started, I'd just like to remind you that if you liked this video, please thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, thumbs down. Feel free to subscribe. There's a notification button somewhere as well you got to click. So click the red subscribe and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, this is a continuation of the one game a month video that I've been working on. So I hope you enjoy this one. And I have no idea what's happening in this video because this is just a default bumper. But all will be revealed after the fade. Make sure that okay, everything seems fine. Um, okay, and creature feature. Um, so I don't really know what I want to do tonight, to be honest. But I do know I want to be coding something. So I have a couple of things I want to try with this. So the first thing is I want to try like an end of level boss baddie type situation. So where if I just jump up and down here, get my game controller in. So I think that's what I'm going to do is at the end of every level, you have to have a end of level boss baddie dude, and oh, that's blocking there. It's not blocking this way, is it? Oh, it is. That needs to be on the back layer. That's a bit of a bug. So over here, we've got this end of level screen. So what I want to do is when we hit that end of level screen, that's going to be the big boss baddie thing. So I'm going to have to extend this just a little bit and add a wall to it. So I'm going to need my tile palette and forest. And I don't think there's like a good way of doing this. So I want this in platforms. So I'm just gonna have just a sort of sudden stop almost. And again, this is a kind of good test for just fill this bit in here. This is a good test to make sure that we have everything like extended out to there. Although I don't really want it to go that far, so maybe that's a bad idea having that in there. Actually, let me get rid of that. Now that I think about it, it's probably not a good idea to have that there. You guys been watching E3? I have not. I have totally missed E3 this year. Just busy from work and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not sure what we can do here. We just no, that's terrible. This one, that one, yeah, that's good enough. Because I just want it to block. I don't want the player to fall off the edge of the world when they get to there. Oops. And we go grab that. They're dead. And then when we get to the end here, just a little bit further. Yeah, that did not work. That should be the edge there. So that didn't work. So is it just fluke the fact that that worked last time? Because it did work on the other side. The minimum one worked. So we get to there. That's the edge of the world, and then this side, not working. So I want it to stop when we get in there, and then once we do that, I want it to lock the camera. So I want it to basically lock here, and then once it's locked, I don't want to be able to move, but you can move around the screen as much as you want. Like there'll be a big kind of portcullis-y thing coming down there. So why is that not worked? So the width is 85. So let's find out why camera bounds has not worked. Because what I want to do is I want to make it sticky, and it's crashed for some unknown reason, probably because it's still loading up here. Okay, so the camera bounds is there, and there's a camera target there, and the follow is there, and I want to say public bool stop at end. And I'm going to say this is going to be private now. Private bool. What we're going to call this? Sticky. And then we can say if sticky return. So in other words, early out if the camera's at the last position. And so if stop at end, then sticky equals true. And in fact, we could actually shorten that to be that. So we could say sticky equals stop at end. So if stop at end is true, we set that to be true, and then we don't move. I wonder why it's not moving. So if I make this, if I stop this for a start, if I make this stop at end, and then I go to oops. Obviously he needs kind of hearts or something to prevent him from doing that. And then at the end there, yeah, see he's not going right to the end there. Why? I think I'm gonna have to do a debug. Or am I? I need to know to give you info in here. Bounds, contacts, center extent is center is that, and it extends. Oh, okay. So because I added that, maybe because I already added that there, midground is that one, jump through platforms is that one. So maybe because I added that, then it added additional ones there. Should I cheat? I mean, I probably could. So if I do window, tile palette, forest, and then, yeah, see, the problem is that I think I've screwed up this one. Um, uh, I think by doing, maybe I need to extend it just a little bit more. I don't really want to do that, but never mind. So if I extend it to here, maybe that'll be better. And that one there. And there. Okay, so now, there you go. So it extends to there. So that should fix the problem. So I wonder how we can stop, like how we can um, how we can really delete things. It looks like once you've added something to it, it doesn't contract it. Maybe that's something we can look up. Unity tile map contract after delete, after remove tile. I don't know. How to move a tile at one time using roll tiles. Clear all tiles. Unity tile map shrink. Bounds bug. Size of map, local bounds, tiles bounds. The whiteboard is a gizmo. Okay, so this is exactly it. The largest previously painted area. Compressed bounds will compress the bounds to the extent of the actual fill tiles and is a rather expensive operation, so it's not called automatically. Compressed bounds can be called from the menu drop down the tile map inspector. So if I go to here and we do compressed tile map bounds, boom, boom shakalaka. There you go. You learn something new every day. So if you do what I did, which is I extended it far too far out there. Now let me just show you what happened. So if I don't want it to be this long, and believe me, I don't, because I have to run through it to test this. I'm going to go to Window, Tile Palette, and I'm going to add a new. So this is inside Platforms, and I want it to be here, say. So I want that to be the end of the level. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all this. Okay, so now when I remove this tile palette, what happens is you'll see that our extents is now way over there. So the camera's going to move beyond that. So to get rid of this bit here, all you do is go to compress tile map bounds. And it does it. There's a bit of a bug clearly because it doesn't quite reset the way that it should do. But anyway, that was from, there's no way I'm going to pronounce your name, I'm afraid, sorry. That was from Xuanxin. Xuanxin, I think that's maybe how you pronounce it. Anyway, that works. Unity Technologies guru, well done. A round of applause for you, sir. Okay, and let's go grab that. Kill the zombie. Zombie dead. And then when we get to the end here, it should just stop. Come on. Far too far away. And then you see that it has stopped. And now that it's stopped, that's the end of the level, and that's the big boss baddie guy comes in. And we can sort that out again. So let's put the wall a little bit further up because that's really too far to run. Where does the zombie run to? And also, oh yeah, there we go. So he ends about here. So let's do something about here-ish. Okay, so we'll do tile palette. This one here. This one like that. That's good. And then we'll get rid of all of these. And then we'll do our excuse me, compressed tile map bounds. And we'll unselect and reselect, and we'll see that that has changed. So now that our end level is there, that's perfect. So if I go back to my main camera and I uncheck the stop at end, and then when we run through this, it won't take as long to run through this. We'll keep watch out for the zombie. We get to the end here, and you see that it does stop at the end there, but it will allow us to go back the way. So we obviously don't want that. We want to prevent. We want two things. We want to prevent the player from moving forward, and we also want them to prevent them from moving back, and that gives us our gate, I guess you want to call it. So I'm gonna have UI. No, create 3D object. No, 2D object tile map. There you go. End of level gate. And I'll call it end of level gate. And we'll put the gate in there in just a wee sec. But what do we also need to do? We need to put that back so that it stops there. Stop at end. And normally there'll be a little kind of cinematic as well that you play, and you sort of do the okay, so that's that there. And so our scene oops, is gonna be about here-ish. Okay, so I'm gonna move him back a little bit, or else he's gonna start going into there. Okay. All right, so that's that point there. Tile palette, and I want forest. And for want of a better thing, I think we want a ladder, which of course is now end of level gate. So we're going to have a ladder here, and I'm just going to, oh dear, just going to draw a ladder like this, and I'm going to presume that that'll fit in there like that. Perfect. Okay, so that is our end of level gate that we don't want to show just now. Maybe what we want to do though is we want to contract that. Compress tile map bounds. There we go. So that's brought that down to there. Let's see where that actually sits, because we're going to have to move it over. So that's that there. And then our scene, not too bad. End of level gate. We want to bring that position over to about here. So that is -1. Okay. Oh, that's good. Our grid is there, and the level gate is there, -1. Okay. Excuse me. So what we want to do is we want to, I think, and maybe this is me talking about because I was watching Quill 18, but we need an event system, or something very similar to it anyway. Because what's going to happen is you get to the end of level and that's going to come down, and so you won't be able to go through here, or you won't be able to once we sort everything out, because it needs to have a container, a box collider on there as well. So box collider, tile map. Oh no, it's not box collider. What am I doing? Remove component, tile, toil. That's the Irish version of a tile map. Toil map. Sorry. Used by composite. We don't have any composite ones. Should be ours. So if we run through here, boom, pew, and that says we get stuck in here, and then we get our end of level gate up, and we should be able to be trapped in there. So now you can jump about here to your heart's content, fight the big bad guy, and then once you're finished, it'll play the diddle-dee music thing, and you will move on to the next thing. So, maybe I want this to start off at some place. Do I want to go into an event system just now? Probably not. Okay then. Game, create, event, manager. So there was one I saw and I thought it was quite interesting. Uh, I mean, I like the Quill 18 one, but and the solution that his viewers came up with, that was good as well. But I have concerns that it's not going to be. Some of these concerns it's not going to be scalable. The other one I have is that it's probably not going to be, because it uses statics. It's probably not going to be thread safe as well. And I know from doing networking code that you need to basically have like a message queue almost on one side. But I don't want to get into, I don't want this video to be an event system thing, so I'm gonna maybe put off doing that. Where am I? Let me change that to events anyway. Create, and let's call this event manager. Solution. And of course we need to have our singleton here, so I'm going to do private event manager static event manager instance public static current public static event manager current get if instance equals null instance equals find object of type, and it's going to be event manager if instance equals null. Oh dear. So what I'm doing here is creating a singleton. So it's going to check and see if the current static instance has been set, and if it hasn't, it's going to try and find it in the current scene. And if it doesn't exist, I'm going to create a game object. So I'm going to do var game object equals new game object, and the name object of this is going to be event manager. Instance equals go dot add component event manager, and then return instance. And so that is our singleton pattern. That's pretty much a fairly standard pattern, I think. So we have our static backing field here for the instance. Maybe we can actually call this current, actually, just to sort of keep the names consistent. So if current is null, then try and find it. If that find fails, then create a new object, add the game component to that, and then we're good to go. And then I'm going to have public void register, public void unregister, and what do I want to do here? Do I want to go down the road of using Unity stuff, or I mean, it's a game jam. I mean, what is it? Does it really matter? Let's say I want to register an event, so I'm gonna have that's my singleton stuff. So I also have private dictionary string unity events equals new dictionary unity event, and for this I need using system.collections.generic, and for that I need something else, events. And so I want to register an event. Maybe what I want to do is I want to t event string name, where t event is unity event. And then unregister, I want to string name, and then public void. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna forget about the unregister just now. I'm not interested in that. Public void post. I don't know. Post, and it is gonna be. Oh yeah, that needs to be t event. Event. Unity event. Okay, post string name, and you know what, I'm not I'm just gonna have no payload just now, so I'm not interested in any payloads. I'm just gonna forget about that. But what I do want to do for the dictionary though is I want to say string comparer, string comparer. String comparer is ordinal ignore case. So my key, my string is going to be, it doesn't matter whether you use capitals or lowercase, it's just going to be fine. And like I said, I don't want to go too deep into this here. So events name equals unity event. That's all I'm going to do. And then so that's registering. That's add event, or maybe that's an add event. Add event, and then public void register. I'm going to register this. Events name dot add listener unity action. Okay, so that's going to be unity action. String name unity action. So that's an add an event. Or actually, that would be register event. And then that would be listen for event, something like that. And then we'll say var unity event equal, sorry, be unity event if events dot try get value name, and again I don't need to worry about name, it's going to be a capital or a lowercase string, it doesn't matter. Out unity event. So if that's the case, then I want to do unity event dot add listener action. And then I want to be nice, so I want to be able to do public void listen for event string name action. I just want to have a basic action. So then I want to say listen for event name comma new unity action. What was a unity action T? T021 T2. Oh, that's cool. Okay, good to know. New unity action, and then the action is going to be target. And so that means I don't need to put in unity action and screw my stuff up there. And then the post is going to be the name there. So my event is just going to be a basic event. And so events, so it'll be unity event dot invoke init. That's good enough for this game, I think. I just want to have a very, very simple event manager that doesn't really do much other than triggers events. I'm not sending any data. Maybe we can have it as like an action T or something, or something a bit better than this, but this is okay. So I want to register the event there. Yeah, we can't really pass in anything other than just a fire and forget, which is fine. Okay, so at the very end there, I want to say follow camera target. So I want to have a public class target camera unity event. Unity event. And that's all that is. There's nothing else to that. It's just that's the class. And then I want to have inside void awake. Do I want this in awake? Yeah, let's do it in awake. Event manager dot current dot register event. And then the event name is going to be, I'm going to make a public const string follow target camera. So do I need to have, you know what? I don't think I need to have, that string, because I think the string is going to be causing problems. What I need to do is register event, and then it's going to be target camera event. And so I don't need that there. What I need to do is type, is it type of t event dot name equals that. There you go. And then listen for event. So that's registering the event, and then listen for the event. Register. Let's change that to create event. Create event. So that's you creating the event. I don't need that. Equals new T event. Nah, don't think I could do that. I mean, I could create that. Pretty sure I could do that. Yeah. Can I do that? T event equals for instance type of T event. That only returns an object, so that's going to have to be casted T event as well. And I'll sort that out. So this is just a hacky way of creating an instance of this type and then setting it in there. And then listen for event. I want to have T event. Action, and then that's going to be type of T event for that one, dot name, and no, that's going to be listen for event, T event as well, just to keep it consistent. And that needs to have a where clause as well, and that needs to have a where clause as well, and this needs to have a T event, and that needs to have this here. Okay, so what the heck did I just do there? All right, so all this where clause here. I want to create an event that is of type T event. T event is some class. I don't know what it is. It's some class that extends from Unity event. Unity event is, I think I think I did this before. Yeah, I keep thinking it's an abstract class, and it's not an abstract class. I think this is an abstract class. Oops. Oh dear. Yeah, that's an abstract class. Unity event base is an abstract class, but Unity event is not. Okay, so we could probably get away with just having Unity events, which is fine. But the problem is then we wouldn't know name to call them, so we wouldn't have any. Anyway, that would be a bad idea. And yeah, so the where event says, okay, it's of type Unity event. So that's the create event. That's what you would do when you're registering. Why am I playing that? When you're registering the event. So you're registering this event here. So you do void on destroy to do remove event. So you'd remove an event from there. So we haven't got a remove there, but that's us creating this event here. And then we would, at the very end here, we would say if the x is that, then what we want to do is we want to do current dot post, and then we want to pass in this here. Okay, so that's all we want to do is we just pass in this event type. I know it's a bit messy, the fact we've got all these classes that we don't really need, but at least we know what the classes are going to be. And it's type safe, so we don't have any strings, which is another. I know I'm using strings here, but it's kind of handy. So I'll put that in there, and yeah, and then listen for event. So listen for event is what we need in the other one there. All right, okay, that's cool. So yeah, so when the camera hits here, it's going to post this target camera Unity event, and then we're going to have to subscribe to that someplace else. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to create another script in our game environment. I have an environment script to do, and we'll call this end of level boss, and we'll call this one portcullis. I think that's how you spell portcullis. I'm going to check. Portcullis. There you go. What a great word. And portcullis. So for our portcullis, what we're going to do is we're going to do void start, and then event manager dot current dot listen for event, and then this listen for event is going to be our follow camera dot follow, what's it called? Follow camera dot target. There you go. That's the one. That's that one there. And then we're going to pass in an action, and then that action is going to be the name of the method that we want to drop down the portcullis. So it's going to be start drop gate, or let's do drop gate. And so we're going to have a void drop gate. So you see now that we don't really have a link between the two. Why is it not liking that? Cause the biggest screen. Listen for event, listen for event, Unity action. Okay, maybe we don't have Unity action then. Let's just get rid of Unity action, because otherwise it's just confusing everything. So I'm going to take out that and that. New Unity action. There we go. Okay, so that's sorted. We don't have a Unity action option. We just have action. And then drop gate. We're going to say public vector 3 target equals new vector 3. And it's going to be -1 0 0 0, because that's the values that we had at the start. And it's going to be start coroutine drop the gate enumerator drop the gate float time equals 0 while time less than 1 turn null, and we'll just lerp between those two values there. So the start is going to be vector3 start equals transform.position. So I'm going to say var vec equals vector3.lerp. We need to turn the game object on as well, which I don't think is a problem. I don't think is a problem. Maybe it is. Well, we'll see. Lerp start comma target comma time plus equals time dot delta time divided by duration, and duration float duration equals 0.5. So we'll keep it in at 0.5 just now. So it's going to move down in half a second. And I think what we can do is we can say set game object dot set active true. I don't know if that's going to work, but we'll see. And then portcullis is this one here, so we'll add portcullis to this, and we will move it up on the Y to about there. Actually, you know what? We don't need to have it as, we can have it as on. We don't need to turn it off. Okay, so our event manager, listen for event, is going to listen for this particular event. So you can see that the great thing about this is we're not using strings, we're using classes, which means that if we get it wrong, we get a compile time error. We don't get a and we're back. I hope. My machine crashed. It's not often that happens, but it's getting more and more often, so that's annoying. So I'm hoping, just checking here, I'm hoping that I'm hoping it's saved, but I don't know if it did. Show recordings. Hopefully there's 2 today, and there is, but the earlier one is 1 kilobyte. So I'm guessing that's probably not got the values in it. Damn it. Okay, well, hopefully I can salvage it from Twitch. Maybe I can download it from there. That is quite annoying. I'm hoping I haven't lost a lot of work here either. Bugger. Okay. Open C# project. Well, let's find out what the damage is. I don't know why that crashed, but it did. Okay, looks like everything's intact. I don't think I changed anything else beyond that. And that's up there as well. Okay, let's try it. I think we're just about to try it anyway. So walk along here. That didn't work. Maybe because that probably didn't save. Let me just put this down here. End of level gate. No, portcullis script is there. Let's see if these hit. Maybe it just doesn't work. That's a possibility. Event manager. And then I want to post an event here. Okay, let's check this out. And let's hope it doesn't crash again, because that would be the worst. Okay. Okay, so register event. So this is listen for event. Um, 11, return current. Listen for event. Try get value. Add listener. Okay, so it is adding that to there. Okay, and go on that. And the end there, it's got post. So post is working, and it is invoking that, and it is doing that. And do you know why? It's because I don't actually set the position. So everything's working except me. So then I want to do here transform.position equals Vic. And to be honest, I could probably get away with just doing that. There you go. And then I want to do transform.position equals target. So that we know that it's going to be right on there. And I think we'll call a day after that. Yeah. It's not so good if the computer keeps crashing, especially considering I could have just been recording. Maybe it needs a rebuild. Who knows? There we go. There's the portcullis coming down. The event gets triggered. Everything works. Job's a good one. And so we can restart the level. We can show that again. So what you would do is you would grab the gun. Maybe we put a blocker in there that says you have to have a gun there, and there you go. That's the thing working there. So perfect. Okay. So that is that in a nutshell. Boy, that crashing. Yeah, hopefully that wasn't too bitty, that video. I'm gonna have to try and figure out how to get it off of Twitch, but those are them's the breaks, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know much more to say than that. That was a sort of one of the two things I had planned for tonight was to do that. The other thing was I was going to try a UDP client server thing, but it doesn't really fit with the game. It was more of a sort of see if I could use it for input, but yeah, I don't want to rock the boat too much with this. The second thing I wanted to do was bring in the boss battle cage at the end that comes down, and I think that's worked out really well actually. And adding a little crappy event manager there, which does the business. I mean, that's exactly what I want it to do for this game anyway. I can't think of anything else. I mean, it would be nice if I could have like a payload or whatever. I wonder if we can. Maybe I'll have a play about with that and see if I can get a payload in there. But yeah, I think I'll call it a day there. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. If you watch this live, then hello. If you didn't watch this live, then hopefully you're watching it on YouTube and you get something out of it. Even if it is just the tile like restrict bounds thing, which is awesome. It's, great. I didn't even know that was there. So that's really handy. So yeah, next time. Bye guys. Bye.